gentlemen.
Halfway done with the first round.
All right.
They'll get faster because, I mean, obviously, the more things you eliminate, the fewer you have left. How's that for John Madden?
When you see a fork in the road, take it. Oh, good!
I've heard that some of those old Yogi Berra-isms are exaggerated, but God, I hope not. They're all so funny.
Dude, I think I'm the second coming of that. Because, like, there have been times I've just dropped some major wisdom. It's like, oh my God, that's so stupid.
Nice. All right, we are on to the other side of the bracket. We are in the appetizer regional, and we are at our 1 versus 16 matchup. Bread and butter versus shrimp and cocktail sauce.
It's two great things that don't go great together.
You mean the four don't
yes,
go?
Yes, the four.
Well, that's, I mean...
Sephora.
As appetizer... Yeah, I'm sure they'd be interested in a podcast done by two dudes in which half have been video game themed and the rest have been like drafts.
And the rest have been like cartoons.
That's our target demo.
Whatever. So bread and butter versus shrimp.
Shrimp and cocktail sauce.
Bread and butter all the way.
That's why I had it as the 1 seed. Here's the thing. I thought if a 16 seed was going to win, it was going to be this one. Because shrimp and cocktail sauce is good. And I personally think bread and butter sucks. I love buttered toast, but just plain bread makes it feel like I'm
like
just
a nice rye
eating like liquid butter fat.
No, it's not liquid.
It feels gross to me psychologically. I can't explain.
Then you just use a little less.
Or don't use it at all, which is what I do. The point is, I'm still going to pick bread and butter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Our 8-9 is soup and salad versus pita and hummus.
So you're basically deciding between to go to Olive Garden or Euros.
Sure. Yeah. Pretty different things.
Oh, totally.
Soup and salad's a great, like, lunchtime diner-like thing, or an Olive Garden thing, or whatever.
You roll your eyes.
Pita and hummus.
Olive Garden.
Pita and hummus, oh man.
Dude, hands down.
They're great.
I'm taking pita and hummus.
I am going to agree with you. The
other thing, too, also, because I'm going to chime in again, because that's what we're supposed to do.
So, okay. Whoa. Sorry.
Now, insert name has got something to say about it.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm sure we've said it.
Passive aggression.
Fucking, the thing that I found out is that I love hummus, like, a lot. And
hummus is great.
Hummus is great. And, like, whatever about pita, usually there's not a whole lot of pita in the house whenever we have it. So, like, pretzel chips.
Super good in hummus.
Even like crackers or anything that you can put on hummus. Like I did that with tortilla chips once. And like the saltiness and the kind of cookedness of the tortilla chip with like the garbanzo bean tasty of the hummus. Mm-hmm. I think my picks are always going to come down to versatility.
See, and it's funny you say that because I think the main argument for soup and salad is its versatility, because that could mean any kind of like soup and any kind of salad.
Chowder.
It could mean, a biscuit chowder, a chicken noodle, whatever. It could mean a Caesar salad. It could mean like a blue cheese walnut salad. It could mean something with whatever kind of vinaigrette. I'm going to stick with pita and hummus because I really, really love hummus.
Lettuce is for rabbits. I eat people food. Next one.
Lettuce is for rabbits?
Yeah.
Does your people food list ironically include rabbits? Because if so, it's the circle.
I've never had rabbit.
It's the circle of life.
Never had rabbit.
Neither have I. All right. We are into our hors d'oeuvres regional now.
Hors devours.
It is a hard word to spell. That's one of those words I always have to look up.
It's like, wait a minute.
Our 5-12, again, intriguing to me. Your 5 is chips and guacamole. Mm-hmm. Your 12 is chips and salsa.
Oh my god.
See, and I viewed them as so fundamentally different that I didn't make it a play-in matchup. We'll get to that in a little bit. But chips and guac, chips and salsa. What are your thoughts?
You know why?
Salsa?
Because to me, like, there's no way to make guacamole spicy.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I've never had it.
You can do it.
How?
You can make anything by adding spice to it. Dice up some jalapeno or habanero, throw it into the guacamole.
I think it would throw me off, honestly. It would be too jarring from my fragile perspective.
Your poor American palate.
Yeah, which is eating Mexican food.
Can I get egotistical about it, even though we grew up in the same household? I'm calling in my possession arrow. Chips and guac is too good. Avocado.
What do I have to throw at you?
Avocado is over chips and salsa. Come on, man, get it together.
I'm gonna throw my phone at you.
That seems excessive.
I don't care enough.
If you throw your phone at me, you're not getting it back.
Oh.
Chips and salsa is great.
I thought about the possession arrow, not my phone. I don't care. I was just like, fuck this phone.
Possession arrow's pointing to you. Chips and salsa's great.
Yeah.
I love chips and salsa so much. But avocados are the best. Like, I can find zero fault with avocados, besides that if you cut them in half and try to store them in your fridge, they don't stay very long if you don't vacuum seal them. But that's splitting hairs.
Yeah.
So I'm calling in my possession arrow.
Not the most resilient pick you've ever made, but you're allowed to make whatever bad decision you want.
Great. Well, okay. Remember that whenever.
Am I your mother? I swear to God.
Remember that when you call in your possession arrow and over something stupid, like, whatever. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out later because we don't want to spoil the dream boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Your 4 versus 13, cheese and crackers versus carrots and ranch. Again, it's a pretty strong 13 seed, I feel. But cheese and crackers is a lot more classic. It's kind of like cheese and wine, but instead of wine,
what's cool too?
It's crackers.
Instead of wine, it's crackers. I want that. See, too many ads are coming up here. It's not wine, it's crackers. And it's like,
what would that be an ad for?
Saltines. Or any cracker.
The other dry, unleavened, non-wine bread.
The other non-meat white meat. Tofu. I like tofu.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, I'll say cheese and crackers. Yeah, let's go with that.
Cheese and crackers versus carrots and ranch.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to fight you. I think ranch dressing is disgusting.
I'd only like it in certain occasions with carrots.
However, I think a
dill dressing is better. Also,
agreed.
What I like to do also is if you get it goes back to what we just said about the wine and cheese. Like, you can have more with cheese and crackers if you wanted. Like, I like to put a little salami or something like that on there, a little dried meat.
Shit. Little beef venison jerky.
Just something. In fact, save the crackers and save the cheese. In fact, screw the whole thing. Blackjack and hookers. I screwed that line up.
That's fine. You did great. I'm not going to fight you over it.
Do you mean it? I did great.
Thanks, man. All right. We are halfway through this quadrant. We are on to my stadium regional.
Damn.
We have our play-in matchup, which I mentioned earlier. Hot dog and ketchup versus hot dog and mustard.
All right.
Who you got in that one?
Mustard.
Mustard? Ooh, interesting.
Mustard's just better. It's tangy, and ketchup isn't.
I don't love mustard, but I don't love ketchup enough to fight you on it. And I'm really hoping this will take off in Chicago. So I'm going to stick with mustard for the sake of the group, for the sake of the future.
Chicago dogs.
You know it.
Get that shit off my hot dog. You can take off in Chicago all you want. I'm not going there.
Chicago likes mustard.
Oh, all right, cool. I'm cool with you guys.
Why did you think I was just saying I wanted to take off in Chicago? You know what? Forget it. The point is, hot dogs and mustard, your 11 seed, up against your 6 seed, butter and popcorn.
Butter and popcorn?
Buttered popcorn.
Okay. I had to think about that for a second. Because I think of this bucket of white, popcorn. Stark white popcorn, and there's just a cube of butter next to it. It's
would you have imagined wine and
you take
cheese
a bite of
to
the
be
butter,
vineyard and a cow?
Yes.
That doesn't
No.
make sense.
The cow would be wearing a beret and smoking a cigarette out of one of those long.
I have a Photoshop
holders.
Picture of a frog that is doing that. It's
awesome. France, I'm sorry.
It's one of my favorite pictures.
Oh.
So who do you think you got? Butter and popcorn, hot dog and mustard.
Hot dog and mustard. I think the taste is...
Really? Over butter and popcorn?
Because you know what's funny thing is whenever I go to a movie theater, I always want to get a hot dog with mustard on it.
I'm so tempted. Butter and popcorn's not the right place for me to fight you on it either. But, God, butter and popcorn's so much better.
This is how I secretly win all the time.
It's fine. It's fine. Possession arrow's pointing to you still.
The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. I'm going to kill him.
It's very pithy. Number 3 seed. This one, I think, also has a lot of potential. Burger and fries.
Oh, shit.
The 14 seed almost doesn't matter. And I threw it in just kind of as a funny thing, because I don't think it's actually a real combo, and I was running out of ideas, but your 14 seed is peanuts and Cracker Jack.
Oh!
It's tradition. It's just to take me out of the ball game.
I don't get peanuts, Cracker Jacks at the same time. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, crazy like a fox.
Oh.
Because those are actually both very good and very good ballpark foods, stadium foods. But I mean, come on, nothing's beating burger and fries there, right?
Yep.
Certainly not peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
No, because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, wait a minute, what do Cracker Jacks taste like?
Wow, it's kind of like caramel.
Yeah, I know, but they also have the caffeinated ones now.
And it's a good point. If you have to think about it, it's already over. Yep. Burger and fries is already through.
I go with my gut, and my gut is rumbling right now.
I go with my gut is essentially the perfect theme for this entire exercise.
We did it.
We've crossed the line.
Pollinated.
It's
ew.
I think we were going.
We have burger and fries.
All right.
Next one.
The Bar and Grill Regional, number 7, buffalo wings and blue cheese.
Ugh.
Your 10 seed, surf and turf. This is my least favorite matchup in the whole thing. It's
because there's no winner or loser.
Yeah,
here.
To me it's like, can you both lose and let the 2 seed that we're about to meet go on?
Because it's probably going to happen anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not going to fight. What are you thinking? Because wings, no.
I don't like buffalo wings and I hate blue cheese most of the time. I'm going surf and turf as the lesser of 2 evils.
Yep.
You okay with that?
Me too.
Let's do it. All right.
Hop to it. Don't deny.
God, yeah. You talked about obscure references earlier to your cheese song or whatever. No one's going to get Mother Goose's Rockin' Rhyme.
Little Richard will. Hello, Richard.
Richard, thanks for listening, buddy. We love you. That looks pretty good.
I got some soul in me. You wouldn't think it.
All right, your 2 versus 15 matchup. I don't think this is all that controversial. Some people might, which is why we play the games. Your 2 seed is fish and chips. Your 15 seed is soup and sandwich. Again, like soup and salad, or salad and sandwich, or any of those combinations, there's a lot of versatility to that.
I'm going to do a soup and sandwich.
Alright, no.
Yep.
Over fish and chips?
Yep.
Fish and chips, dog. Fish and chips. Deep fried fish.
No.
It's deep fried fish with French fries.
You go into a chip house, you smell like it forever.
That is extremely true. I will give you that.
You know, it's funny, because to me this isn't a question of taste, it's a question of patriotism.
So, fuck Britain. Boy, you're really gonna hate the international regional that's coming up.
Oh, dude, British food? No, never. No, that's not why I'm picking it. Soup and salad, to me, is soup like soup and sandwiches. See, you
had a chance for soup and salad earlier and you took pita and hummus. Now you're making it beat fish and chips.
Yeah, no, because there's so much more to do with a sandwich. And the soup only accentuates your sandwich that you have as well. There's just something
You're saying there's something fundamentally different about the sandwich instead of the salad?
Yes. Because you can have a sandwich without lettuce. You can't have a salad without lettuce. It's true.
What do you say to that? Great point.
I would.
Fine, great point. Possession arrows back toward me. I am fighting you hard on fish and chips. Really bummed to see it out so early, but there you have it. The first real Duke, the number 2 seed, getting dropped by Hampton or whoever that was.
Hampton, the pig.
No, there's a college named Hampton.
I want my version.
Duke loses to literal pig. Not even a literal pig, a figurative pig.
Yep.
You've got your first real shocker, folks. Fish and chips bounced. Soup and sandwich. Moving on to face surf and turf. Now, at this point...
I'm a 5-year-old.
It's pretty... Yeah, no doubt. At this point, we've only got one more quadrant to go, and I'm scanning ahead. I gotta tell you, man. This second round of matchups we're looking at...
Yeah.
It's gonna be some intrigue.
Intense, like the circus fire.
Son of a... Great. No, that's great. We are in... This actually, I think, might be... I say this about a few, but this, I think, is my favorite regional. we are into the Thanksgiving regional.
Ooh, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, let it fucking forcibly enter your body as you cram it full of too many delicious foods on a day where you give thanks for your ability to,
be humble.
To be not have been genocided by white foreigners from Europe.
You took something so cherished and destroyed it.
Thanksgiving, yeah, that doesn't have a sordid history. All right, our one versus...
We're clearly American here.
Well, that's come up like 6 times.
I know.
Sorry, I'm just really hungry. Our 1 versus 16, mashed potatoes and gravy is your 1. Ooh. Sweet potatoes and marshmallow is your 16.
Ooh, marshmallow.
It's like a, marshmallow topping or whatever.
Oh.
There's like some people will put that on. Yeah.
No.
It's not my favorite Thanksgiving food. That's why I made it the 16.
That's why it ruined it for me, because I love sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes are great.
I think sweet
potatoes are better than mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Just for that alone, I have to go with the 16.
You can't.
I have
mashed
to.
Potatoes, sweet potatoes and marshmallow.
This comes down to what I just said about biscuits and gravy.
Sweet.
You get a little too much on there, suddenly it just ruins the whole thing.
It also comes down to what we said about biscuits and gravy, in that you don't like the disgusting thing on top. Marshmallows on sweet potatoes?
I would be... No. Because I know what, not marshmallows and gravy. Ew. I know what mashed potatoes and gravy sounds like. I know what I would be missing from that. But for me, now I'm actually intrigued. I want to know what sweet potatoes and marshmallow taste like.
Well, just like that, I am moving the possession arrow back to you and vetoing your choice, because I'm not going to let this entire thing get derailed by your insane lunatic thoughts.
And this is where I throw my phone at you.
Mashed potatoes and gravy is better as a pairing.
I have to try it. I have to let you know.
And it's one of the most classic pairings.
I will eat crow and marshmallow if we have a taste test, and we'll see.
Great. I just gotta wait.
Crow's the candy?
No, we just gotta wait 7 months.
There you go. I'm at the table already, just like...
Yeah. Excuse me? Where are the sweet
potatoes? When's November?
Where are the sweet potatoes and marshmallow?
Like, all my work just drops off. I don't do anything. People think I'm dead because I'm just sitting at the table just like... I need to know.
If you sit for that long, you will be dead on account of not eating. You get it.
I get it.
All right.
That's not about not eating, because that's what we're not going to not do after this.
Oh, the rare triple negative. All right. Sanity is restored. Logic has won the day.
Shut
Mashed
up.
potatoes and gravy advance as they should have all along with no controversy.
You are affirmative action. Rip them apart.
Your 8 versus 9 seed, another very different thing. Mm-hmm. Your 8 is turkey and cranberries, or cranberry sauce, or whatever.
Sure.
I just wanted to save space. And your 9 is pumpkin pie and whipped cream.
Fuck me!
Remember, possession arrow is favoring you. It will probably stay that way on this. I don't have strong feelings about either of these.
Are we making these considerations based on the fact that it is Thanksgiving?
Not necessarily.
Okay, because I'm thinking about it, because, both of those sound good no matter what time of year.
Oh, sure. Well, that's why...
usually pumpkins have to be in season. But
you look at, turkey sandwiches, and a lot of them come with, a cranberry sauce or cranberry relish, right?
Now that you mentioned that...
Because it's a great, mayo-style... I'm not going to fight you on it. I don't love turkey. I think of all
I love turkey, but I don't love cranberries. Cranberries are these disgusting tart little berries that suck.
Yeah, that's why when you make a sauce, you add sugar to them.
Well, anything with cranberries. The fact that... because me, if it was a blueberry thing, it's blueberries are just great by themselves.
Agreed.
So, when you have a cranberry, it's I have to do all this shit to it to make it not disgusting. No, thank you. Get it out of here. You hear that, cranberries?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Cranberries! I have this letter for you. C for cranberries.
Nice.
This is what this is devolving into.
Not the time or place. Stay on track, you lunatic. All right, pumpkin pie and whipped cream, 9 seed, not very controversially, moves into the next round.
Sound like the last one.
Agreed. We are now into my international regional. Aw, yeah.
Shit.
Your 5-12 matchup is fries and cheese curds versus corned beef and cabbage. So, a classic delicacy-ish.
Delicacy.
From French Canada, poutine, in essence.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, fries and cheese curds, usually covered in a gravy or whatever. versus the Irish staple, corned beef and cabbage.
I gotta go with my bloodline there, man.
No, you don't have to. Fries are really good. I think cabbage, like cooked cabbage, it's you might as well just eat baby food. What's the point? You don't do anything to it.
No.
You just let it like boil, all the nutrients evaporate, and you've got mushy cabbage. So, spoiler alert. I've never made corned beef and cabbage.
Okay.
I don't know if that's exactly what happens.
I'll say, because I'm imagining a corned beef sandwich with like a big old piece of cabbage on top of it in a sandwich. Because the first preface of sandwich means that it had to be denoted as a sandwich again.
Well, that's not necessarily fair, but you know what? I'm not going to fight you on it, and I'm not going to, swing the possession back to me. I don't love poutine enough to do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, because I honestly, these are, like, it's getting to the point where it's like I've never had this before, so I have no real gauge for it.
And that's.
But I remember a corned beef sandwich. I'm like, this is good.
Okay. It may not matter because it will play the winner of our next one, our 4-seed spaghetti and meatballs, our 13-seed liver and onions.
No one would take 13, but I am pissed that it's meatballs.
Why, as opposed to?
It's like just like a pasta sauce with meat in it. I hate meatballs.
You hate meatballs?
I do not like meatballs.
What kind of monster are you?
This is like Taxi Cab Confessions right now. I fucking hate meatballs.
Now, okay, don't get me wrong. I get that they're different. Like a bolognese is different than spaghetti and meatballs. But spaghetti and meatballs, I mean, the component pieces are the same, man. It's pasta and sauce and meat.
I don't want to allocate my beef or whatever into one space of just, you're
not supposed to eat it like a jawbreaker.
No!
Just shove it in your mouth and lick it until it dissolves.
That's not what I'm thinking about.
And then you're left with a bowl of pasta. Although that sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
And really gross.
Yeah, it's funny and gross. That's what funny is. No, you can't. I just don't like meatballs. If you're going to put your meat in your pasta.
Careful.
You're going to put your meat. Yeah, you need to kind of distribute it out. Like,
that's why you break the meatball apart with a knife.
But why do that?
Because
it's like a layer of bullshit to get to the same result.
Why make meat loaf? Because it stays tender and moist and juicy on the inside.
No, it's not those. Because for me,
I feel like you've just had bad meatballs.
I've had terrible meatballs my whole life.
And bad meatballs are bad.
Yeah. I assume bad. Anything is bad.
Yeah. Not bad.
We have not talked about liver and onions this entire time.
That's because it's such a non-factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's going down.
Do you want to eat the part of your body that's the shittiest?
It's not human liver.
I know, but livers act the same way in a lot of animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want to know that your duck was an alcoholic?
I would rather eat that duck.
Oh, yeah. Party duck.
The fact that duck probably had a sad life would make the ending of its life feel so much sweeter as I put it in my mouth. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, let's move on.
To happy fun
meatballs still suck.
We're moving on to my saucy regional, which is things that are served with a component sauce, typically.
Gotcha.
So your 6 seed is pork chops and applesauce.
Okay.
Your 11 is lamb and mint jelly. Lamb can take a lot of forms in this case. I believe it's usually roasted.
Mint jelly.
But mint jelly and lamb, it is a pairing. It is a pairing that is...
I have never, had it before.
Safe to assume you're going to stick with pork chops and applesauce, then?
Yeah.
See, I won't fight you on this because pork chops are one of my favorite things. Mm-hmm. I personally don't get the applesauce pairing.
No, I don't either.
It seems strange to me, but as much as I love lamb, I really don't like it with mint jelly.
I think we're agreeing more on these. That's why they're going by so much faster.
Well, yeah, once we got past fucking sweet potatoes and marshmallow.
And meatballs. Fuck meatballs.
Your 3 versus 14 matchup is... so your 14 seed is a play-in game. And the play-in game is crab cakes and hollandaise sauce versus fish and tartar sauce.
Fish and tartar sauce, man.
I am going to fight you on that.
I passed on fish and chips. Solely to be
I don't understand. The possession arrow is in your favor, though, right?
Right. What is hollandaise sauce?
It's like you've ever had, Eggs Benedict?
No.
It's like a egg yolk and, lemon sauce.
That does sound pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people
don't like crab all that much is the thing.
See,
I don't have a passion for seafood, because to me, seafood tastes like nothing.
Fair enough.
And no matter how, we're going to put a little lemon, a little garlic in it, it's going to do nothing because it's fish.
Well,
fish, ugh.
I personally disagree because I love seafood.
Right. The only way I appreciate fish is in what you call it? Sushi. I had to think about that for a second.
As opposed to fish and chips. You monster.
Monster.
So you say you're switching to crab cakes and holidays?
Yeah,
Do
I'll
you just
take
not
that.
care enough to go with whatever I want?
Yeah.
It won't matter, because that's the 14 seed, and the 3 seed is chicken and teriyaki sauce.
Ooh.
I mean, that is a staple dish, if ever there was one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's crab cakes.
Because I can think of all the ways that chicken teriyaki could go bad, but even then it's still pretty good. It's like pizza.
And if you don't like crab all that much,
Yeah.
you're not going to ever take anything over it anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
Chicken and teriyaki wins the day. I don't think it was all that close. We're almost done with the first round.
Almost done.
We are into the Southern Comfort Regional.
SoCo, baby.
Yep, baby. We've got a 7 and 10 matchup coming. You ready to hear it?
Uh-huh.
Good, because I was going to tell you anyway. Shrimp and grits is your 7 seed.
What the fuck, grits?
What?
Nothing.
As in, you don't know what grits are, you don't like grits.
It's like eating sand.
It's not like eating sand. You've just had bad grits, just like you've had bad meatballs. Your 7 seed is shrimp and grits. Your 10 is chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings.
I am gonna agree with you.
Good.
But I think this one's interesting in that, I mean, chicken and dumplings is a strong 10 seed.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's classic. By the way, I don't know that that's especially Southern, quote unquote.
Chicken and dumplings?
But I feel like it was. When I was I tried to research this carefully. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason in my mind, I was like, does that one really count? I left it in because I think it's...
Because it does.
I mean, okay, great. Chicken and dumplings pulls the mild upset. Shrimp and grits goes down. As much as I love shrimp, it's, I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy to see grits gone.
Good.
Your 2 versus 15... I don't think this will be all that controversial.
Oh, boy.
Chicken and waffles is your 2.
Ooh.
And red beans and rice is your 15.
I did this once, a couple months ago, and you know what I picked.
Oh, I did when I remembered it.
Okay. I think I'm going to switch what my original decision was and go with chicken and waffles.
I think that's a smart choice. I think red beans and rice
Ding.
can be good. Yeah, sorry, that was my... I should probably mute this, but I'm gonna now. But I didn't intend to.
Why don't I silence you?
I didn't intend to hit my alt button all that much, so that's on me. Chicken and waffles is one of those things that I don't necessarily...
That is a weird curiosity to me.
I agree to some extent because we talked earlier in the brunch or whatever regional about how waffles can be versatile and how they can be used for sweet or savory, but like you throw chicken on there and then you throw hot sauce. And you're like, okay, savory. And then you cover it in maple syrup. And then your palate's like, what's happening to me?
Whoa.
Like, you're flooding me with too many things.
No, that's going to make it sound bad. I won't say that.
It's an odd curiosity to me, though.
Yeah, and I would love to go to Roscoe's sometime.
Me too. Mm-hmm. So, hey, we did it, buddy. We're through the first round. That only took us... How long have we been doing this?
This is coming up on an hour and a half.
What the fuck? That is really long.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Impromptu decision. Let's save and end this now.
Okay.
Start a second part so people don't go insane watching essentially a Lord of the Rings movie-length podcast about 2 people choosing food pairings.
No, because I picture this one person who's actually really into Lord of the Rings and stumbles upon this. And it's just like, this is such amazing material.
I picture that same person being like the guy who is like, if you sync up Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon.
I've always wanted to make something like that.
He like syncs up our podcast with the Lord of the Rings. He's like, it kind of works.
And now...
Are we ready to get back to it? Yeah, great. I know what it's doing.
Time for the epic conclusion.
Well, I was trying to really speed through, but that's fine.
Well, now if you stuck around...
Now I'll drag it down.
If you stuck around for an hour and a half to know that it's like, oh my god, they cock-teased me. And now we're going to go on to the next round.
Good point. Round 2. So, peanut butter and jelly.
And with special guest, our dog.
Yay, she just woke up from a nap.
Hey, sweetie.
So, first round winner and 1 seed peanut butter and jelly goes up against first round winner and 8 seed peanut butter and chocolate.
I gotta go with chocolate again.
I am going to stick with you on that. I think, by the way,
next one.
If I remember correctly, If I remember correctly, just make this like a utilitarian thing, like, I choose this, I do not choose this, but on account of our predetermined rules, I will win my thing, move on, and make it completely devoid of interest.
Like a fucking Klingons did a friggin'... I said Klingons. Klingons did a draft.
Of, like, knockoff version of Star Trek.
I'd watch that.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Star Trek.
It's a pick in the USS pickup. Floating through space. I agree. Peanut butter and chocolate beats jelly in my mind. It's just so good. Peanut butter and chocolate's delicious.
And how?
I'm going to stick with this entire quadrant until we get to our final four matchup.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the final four, and then we'll move on through there, okay?
Okay.
So, if you remember the cheese regional, 5-seed macaroni and cheese advanced to face 4-seed pretzel and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
I am going to stick with you on that one as well. I really don't like pretzel and cheese that much. But the reason I had it winning in the first one is I really don't like chili and cheese either.
Right. I got you.
So, mac and cheese advances. We move on to the ice cream regional.
All right.
Brownies and ice cream. Brownies a la mode. Go up against cake and ice cream. All right.
So you had to go through a bit of a reboot right there.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Don't worry about that. I just really thought that it needed to be reiterated a couple times. Brownies and ice cream or cake and ice cream, all right?
You know what?
Piggy.
Hampton. No,
Nice.
You say what you're going to pick.
This one's tough for me. This is one of the tougher, like, second round choices of the whole thing for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go with brownies and ice cream. A really moist, fudgy, warm brownie. Like, cakes are usually not super moist, and they're usually, like, fluffier or flakier. And that creates this, like, grainy texture in the ice cream.
Or, like, you have to have the right kind of cake to kind of pair with the right kind of ice cream.
Agreed. But, like, for me, that, like, potential grainy texture is really off-putting to me.
Yeah.
So, it's close, but I would take brownies and ice cream.
Yeah, I was going to say that, actually.
The same.
Yep.
Word for word? Wow.
When you
super aligned.
When you had to reboot there, I kind of checked your like future storage data banks and saw what you were thinking as a robot.
Quantum brain circuits, man, I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. It's the wave of the future. Or is it? Maybe you don't know, but I do.
You don't know?
All right. Decadence Regional, moving on. Hot cocoa and marshmallows versus milk and cookies. Is there any universe in which you think hot cocoa and marshmallows beats milk and cookies?
If it was Christmas all the time. And even then, it would be a stretch.
And even then.
Because if it's good enough for Santa...
Exactly.
Who it does exist.
No.
We've discussed this.
We've been over that. I said he doesn't exist, and you said you would never say that he doesn't exist.
He exists.
That's not... No. Don't look around... Wow, you're looking around so paranoid. It's awesome. That being said, I'm on your side, kind of. Milk and cookies is the clear favorite here.
Uh-huh. Because you know what actually sounds good right now?
Milk and cookies.
You read my mind.
Hey, whoa.
The next one.
All right, we are into the Sweet 16 in this quadrant. Peanut butter and chocolate takes on macaroni and cheese. This is where it starts
Peanut butter and cheese versus macaroni and chocolate. Okay.
Dessert mac and cheese.
I call it wacky-roni.
I could see a dessert like tiramisu with macaroni kind of working if you did like a play on that. Like, it's vaguely Italian. It might work. Look, I'm saying it might work.
Back of the box. Vaguely Italian.
It makes more sense than peanut butter and fucking cheese.
We have fun here.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
peanut butter and chocolate, mac and cheese.
You know...
Very different things.
I've taken milk and cookies now at this point. Mm-hmm. So I have to give it to my boy mac and cheese.
Okay, that's fair enough. I am not going to fight you on it as much as I would like to. I think... Boy. You know, yeah, I am. I'm going to fight you.
All right.
You're still going to get it. Mac and cheese is still going to advance.
Okay.
But the possession arrow is moving back to me on this one.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't like mac and cheese that much.
As the latecomer who understands the merits of mac and cheese.
Yeah, well, maybe in a couple years I'll look back at the tape and be like, wow, I really didn't appreciate what we had in terms of its play when it was in its prime. Mm-hmm. But for now, I'm sticking with what's gotten me here, okay? That's what they tell you to do during March Madness. You stick with the date that got you here. Or something to that effect. So, I'm macaroni and cheese is advancing. I'm bummed about it. But peanut butter and chocolate, you had a good run. You had a great run.
You had a good run.
That means our other Sweet 16 matchup in this quadrant goes to brownies and ice cream versus milk and cookies. This one's kind of like soul wrenching, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, wait, what were they again?
Brownies and ice cream, milk and cookies.
You know, I don't think it's
dessert and dairy.
Yeah, I don't think it's all that soul wrenching, honestly. I gotta go with milk and cookies.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy. I don't know, man.
I guess the position now is going back to you because...
Well, I don't know.
Do you want me to see it your way?
No, I love them both.
No. Now I'm conflicted again because
yeah,
blondies aren't brownies, are they?
Depends on if you... Look.
I'm just saying.
Unlike the real tournament, the rules for this are not exactly hard and fast. So, they can be.
Alright, it's just, I like blondies.
Me too.
So good.
I like brownies.
But
brownies on the motor are super good.
The versatility. I'm going to be a sports broadcaster. And all I'm going to talk about is the versatility of team players.
Fair enough.
And that's going to be cookies because even if you want to go with shitty store-bought ones, like, I think I'll have a double chunky Chips Ahoy, or like the friggin' Easter version of the Oreos, or the strawberry version of Oreos, or the watermelon version of Oreos, or the peanut butter version of Oreos, or the litany of available Oreos, milk and cookies.
All right, you know what? I am a reasonable man. And I can be convinced of milk and cookies. I love them so.
But this is what we're going to have to settle with a duel to the death.
If there's one thing worth going to war over, it's brownies and ice cream.
Do you butter the side of your bread on the top or the bottom?
God.
Kill them all.
Classic Seuss.
Why not butter both sides of the bread?
So, you know what that means? The last matchup in this quadrant to go to the final four. Mac and cheese versus milk and cookies.
Mick and Mac. Milk and Mac.
Yeah.
Mick and Mac.
Gross. You're like, why gross? Mac and cheese controversially eked out a win in the last round.
Yeah.
Fine. Come to terms with it. Whatever. Milk and cookies, classic. Both comforting in different ways.
We're going to be 80 years old. You're going to be like, no, peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah. Over a thing I invented for fun. It's fun! Have fun, damn it!
Just instant jump there. Just,
Great. Whatever.
You're not having fun, right?
That's how passionate the room about it. Who do you think here? I am inclined to go milk and cookies. I think it's more classic. As I said before, I get macaroni cheese. I've made it a couple times.
Yep.
And
you're gonna move it on up because I gotta go with Mac. I do, and you know why? Solely because of the kind of ways I've like played around with it and made it my own. Like the way that I was like, I thought one day something stupid like fajitas and spicy macaroni and cheese. I mean, I guess, and then it worked, and it worked flawlessly. It was amazing. I'll take that over milk and cookies any day.
Well, you're not going to because you're right. I'm vetoing it with my possession arrow. I'm moving milk and cookies into the final four. It's where they belong. Mac and cheese had a good run.
It beat Reese's.
And yes, it did. And in a couple years, again, maybe we'll look back on it like mac and cheese really was the stronger.
When I make you good mac and cheese with fajitas
I've had good mac and cheese. That's why I like it. That's why I said I was a latecomer to it. Like, I know, I like it.
That's why I'm saying you're not gonna cook it my way.
Oh, okay.
You've never had mac and cheese until you've had my mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Mick and Mac.
Mick and Mac. Well, until that day comes, we're just going to have to live with the knowledge that milk and cookies is the first part of our final four. I feel like that's not a bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I feel like that's about as good as you could have hoped for out of that.
Yeah.
It beat a lot of interesting things along the way.
It's going to be the one in the photographs where it's kind of like Jersey is like slung over its back. He's walking out of the tunnel. And you can hear the cheers of the home team that just beat him. And he's just like, you know what? I did good. And that's all I could ask for.
I like it.
Yep. I'm an artist. I paint those pictures.
Well, I am not, so I
made this food bracket.
I would personally prefer that he walked out saying, the result of the game did not go according to my wishes, but that's okay. And then he never picks up a basketball again.
Wow. That's fatalist.
It's not exactly, but you know what? That's fine.
Fatalist macaroni and cheese. I've got the blues. No, seriously.
No, literally.
Instead of I got the blues, I got clinical depression. And the mac and cheese is like black and white. Jeez.
Wow.
Okay, can we move to the next one? Because I think I'm going crazy.
I think that's a great idea. We're moving on to the next quadrant. You'll remember the breakfast regional, bacon and eggs, takes on bagel and cream cheese.
Bacon and eggs still.
I am not gonna fight you on this one at all. Love bagel and cream cheese, but damn, if I am trying to eat breakfast, I view bacon and eggs as one of the handful of classic breakfasts. Do you remember the brunch regional? We, meaning you, some crazy how,
screwing my ex,
took French toast and powdered sugar on through to round 2.
Damn right.
Where it meets steak and eggs.
I gotta stick with French toast.
You're gonna stick with French toast over steak and eggs? It's got steak in it. And eggs.
Why? Because I've had way fewer good steaks than I've had way fewer good French toast. I've had way more good French toast than I've had good steaks.
That does seem like the easier way to say it.
Yep. Yeah, I said, as I was saying it, I was like, I can say this better, but I'm not going to stop now. Do you have those thoughts where you're actually thinking in English, wait a minute?
Yes, I do. All the damn time. Usually after I've said something.
Because thought's not conceptual. It's just wait a minute, brain. Come on, brain, work.
Yeah, no shit.
There's a little dude in a hard hat pulling levers come on, brain, think about it.
No.
Dang it, pull out of the conversation.
Oh, it's overheating. I don't even want to talk about it. Because we've got a bracket to finish.
Damn right.
Have more fun. I'm going to stick with you on this one. French toast and powdered sugar.
Booyah.
If it had to go through, personally, I would have put biscuits and gravy into the next round anyway.
Guess what?
Well, fine. Okay, enjoy your mac and cheese making oh, that's a real bummer. But French toast...
Do I look seriously angry when I do that?
No, you look insane.
So that's still kind of mad.
You look like those old bitter beer face commercials.
Bitter beer face! Keystone Light. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
But I like French toast and powdered sugar. French toast is great. And the thing we didn't talk about is French toast, depending on what kind of bread you use, changes considerably. Challah French toast is the best, in my opinion. There's so many great ways to do it. Not going to fight you. French toast and powdered sugar, great.
Booyah.
We move on to Mai Tai and pineapples, aka Mai Tai, or pineapples and rum, or whatever. Versus tequila and lime.
The cool thing is you get one in a tiki glass, and one you don't.
It's true that.
I'll go with tiki glass.
I am going to go with tequila and lime, I think.
Let's punch. Let's punch right now.
At the very... I mean, I don't love super sweet cocktails is my thing. And tequila's, I don't love it either, but it's got a fun tequila vibe about it.
No, to me, if you're going to do a cocktail, you got to go with something that you can't get anywhere else, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not a cocktail man at all. I don't do it.
Sure.
I'm just oh, gin, neat. It tastes like hairspray. Whatever. Let's go. So when I want to go and make myself a drink of something, it better be something spectacular. So when I think of fruity goodness that tastes like a soda that gets me, turned out for what?
Impeccable argument.
I was gonna say gets me fucked up, but I was like,
impeccable argument. I'm going to fight you hard enough on this one that I'll move the Mai Tai into the next round, and I'll have the possession arrow swing back to me. Because...
So in your brain, you're just kind of yes, Mai Tai.
It's not even that. No. I would only disagree with you if I really disagreed with you, and I really don't like sugary, rum drinks.
Yeah.
That
would be the one way... Like I said, you gotta go... If you're gonna do it that way, you gotta do it big for me.
And I understand. But to me, the simplicity
of... cool tiki glass.
Agreed, but the simplicity of tequila is in the tequila shot. It's you take the thing, you do the salt, you do the wine.
Shots of rum.
Yeah, but no one does.
Tastes like something sweet.
Woohoo! All right, your rum and pineapple Mai Tai thing is moving on.
Woo!
Whatever. We are now on to coffee and donuts, our 10 seed, which pulled a mild upset, up against beer and pizza. I'm just going to go ahead and type a little X into beer and pizza, and if you really disagree, I'm willing to listen, but I don't see how coffee and donuts beats beer and pizza.
You're right.
Even the most ambitious argument
Even the most ambitious donut could not beat pizza.
Right, if you have the best donut of your life and a cup of coffee, you're like, that's really gratifying. If you're throwing a party or you're trying to get people who helped you move all your shit into your new place over and try to reward them, if you're doing anything along those lines, if you're having a football viewing party,
You're not going to get...
You get beer and pizza.
Yep, you do.
Donuts have such narrow application.
The thing is, too, is that I've had bad donuts before.
Yeah.
I have never truly had bad pizza. Pizza is this kind of... It's like not even a food. It's like a concept. Because even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Pizza is like algebra. It's a concept. It's also math.
X minus pepperoni, solve for Y. Wait, what? X minus Y equals pepperoni, solve for X.
The square root of margarita is? All right, so I'm glad we agree. Mm-hmm. We now face the dreaded decision of bacon and eggs versus French toast and powdered sugar.
You know?
Don't do it.
What were you? Oh, you go first then.
I'm going to stick with bacon and eggs.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the most classic thing.
It's the most classic thing.
I think it tastes better than French toast.
But to me, it's like a weird thing, because, like, French toast and stuff, like with French toast and stuff, we know what it is.
Yeah.
French toast and powdered sugar is like a treat. Like, if I want to make myself a breakfast one day, it is a treat to have French toast, powdered sugar. It's something you don't want to do every day.
Right. Bacon
and egg is something that you'd kind of be like, okay, I'm done with it.
I think that's a great argument in bacon and eggs' favor, is that you can have it more often and not feel like some sort of, oh, sweet, I had French toast and powdered sugar and maple syrup and a bunch of whipped cream or whatever fruit on it.
No, but I will totally fight you on French toast, because to me, there's something more special about it. There's something just more special about waking up on a Sunday morning
and then cooking up a plate of bacon and eggs and being like, that was fucking awesome. What's for lunch? Oh, yeah, the same thing.
No.
Well, I'm happy you're fighting me on it, in a sense, because I'm glad we didn't just have the same answers for all of these.
Yeah.
The possession arrow is with me, so you're going to lose this one. But I really was hoping to hold on to it for longer.
Uh-huh.
So bacon and eggs is moving on. But, damn, this does not bode well for me in the future.
Just put a fucking gun in my head and tell me French toast or bacon. I don't know.
You couldn't choose with a gun to your head? That's sad.
No, I would know. I would do French toast and then I'd die for it.
Well...
Because it's like a giant strip of bacon in a trench coat. It's like, which do you pick? And it's like, French toast.
Where does your mind go on some of these? It's so funny.
I'm clearly need cookies and milk.
All right.
And that fell over.
We are into pineapples and rum / Mai Tai versus pizza and beer.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know...
It's a true Sophie's choice.
No, it's not, because beer and pizza.
It's obviously going to win.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
True Sophie's choice.
Here's the thing.
It's like a game show. It's like,
I know, right?
Which do you pick to live?
Starring your host, Wayne Brady. He's like,
let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal with the devil. Here's the thing. The cocktail regional, I didn't think was ever going to stand much of a chance.
Yeah.
Because they're all classic pairings in and of themselves, but still, at the end of the day, it's like it's just one drink, right?
Uh-huh.
Pizza and beer is too... And these are the trade-offs you make when you're doing a 68-team food bracket. I agree, pizza and beer has to move on because it's just better.
It's just better.
Now, the question becomes, and bear in mind, the possession arrow is in your favor until we disagree on something else. This is for a Final Four berth. Bacon and eggs versus pizza and beer.
Pizza and beer.
Yeah, I don't think this is... This may seem...
You're setting me up, just like, are we going to do bacon and eggs or pizza and beer? We know what we're going to do.
I didn't do that.
We say that one faster because we know it's the one we're going to pick.
Are we going to do flabby bacon and rubbery eggs or delicious hot pizza and ice cold beer?
And then I just picture in my head with like the ka-junk. Can we do that after this? Just what? You buy me dinner of pizza and beers.
No, we can't, because fuck that.
Okay.
But nice try?
But nice try.
Alright, pizza and beer into the Final Four.
Okay.
Where we'll meet milk and cookies in the next round. That'll be a tough one. We're not ready yet to get into that. We've still got 2 more brackets to finish. These should be a little quicker. Maybe. Who knows?
That's why we do it.
Yeah, is why we do it and why we're gonna do it to it. I lost a little steam on that one. Really thought that was going to turn out better in my mind. I'm like a verbal Kobe Bryant. Sometimes I just go up in the air without knowing what I'm going to do with the ball. Whatever.
Where's this go again?
Yeah. What game? This isn't polo. All right. In our appetizer regional, we left off with bread and butter matched up against pizza. Pita.
It's got pizza on the brain.
Pita and hummus. It's because we just finished.
Pita and hummus.
Over bread and butter?
Yep. Not
going to fight you on that by any stretch. Again, like I said, I think bread and butter is pretty overrated. I'm going to stick with the pita and hummus as well.
We coughed at the exact same time.
God, we spent so much time doing this. Our coughs are synchronized.
Oh my god.
It's so disturbing.
Can you believe that? Sorry.
You just set me up for failure.
Uh-huh.
Although that would have been weird if we had done that.
Yep.
That moves us on to chips and guacamole.
I'm just trying to cough now.
Yeah, you are.
Chips and guacamole.
This is the guy who's like, oh, audio quality. Oh, this will be fun to edit.
Yeah.
Chips and guacamole takes on cheese and crackers in your hors d'oeuvres regional.
What were they again?
Chips and guacamole is the 5 seed.
I was thinking about it. Should it be recording right now?
Wow.
It is recording.
Cheese and crackers is the 4 seed. Chips and guacamole, in case you've forgotten, is the 5. Cheese and crackers, in case you've forgotten. I agree. Chips and guac. I mean, there's a reason Chipotle charges $960 for guacamole on top of your thing.
Yeah.
Because avocados are great. You're not going to get me to pick against avocados in, like, any context.
Even if you had, like, a fine-ass cheese and a fine-ass cracker, no way.
Fine-ass cheese.
That's going to be my cracker company and my cheese company.
Fine-ass crackers. For real, though.
For the people who want the best in life with their crackers.
That brings us to the Stadium Regional, where we have hot dogs and mustard versus burger and fries.
Burger and fry.
Yeah, I think hot dogs...
I love hot dogs. You don't agree with me, but I
don't agree with you.
Hot dogs.
I get hot dogs.
Yeah.
I get their place, but you're not going to get me to pick against burgers. Uh-uh. That's a ubiquitous one.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, and I mentioned pizza and beer might be underseated at a 2. Burger and fries is my 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was 1 in that again?
Bread and butter.
Ew.
It's 2 classic. Well, and remember, I tried to seed them, and I thought shrimp and cocktail sauce was going to get its ass handed to it.
Yeah, it did.
Even though I said it might be close, I mean, still. That brings us to the Bar and Grill regional final of Surf and Turf versus Soup and Sandwich.
Go with Surf and Turf.
You're going to go with Surf and Turf.
I think so.
Says the guy that took Soup and Sandwich over fish and chips.
Because, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, that's why.
That's what you're supposed to do. No.
Yeah, you're not supposed to word association.
Foot coin.
Yeah.
Surf and Turf. Delicious. Soup and Sandwich. Ew.
Which is cuter?
Do you like me? Yes, no. Soup and Sandwich. I have so many drawing ideas now.
Give me your thought process on Surf and Turf versus Soup and Sandwich.
I think there is no thought process. I kind of just said it. So I talked about the versatility of the soup or the sandwich and stuff, which is the same reason you poo-pooed friggin' soup and salad.
Right.
But Surf and Turf, for me, it's fucking lobster tail and steak.
Yeah.
Versus a sandwich and soup.
These are some inconsistent picture making, because steak and eggs, you were super quick to throw away against French toast.
Yeah.
It's intriguing. I'm not saying you're wrong. These are different.
No, try to dissuade me, man. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think soup and sandwich is a great combination, but I had it as a 15 seed for a reason. Surf and Turf, I mean, it's classic. Like, if you gave me the choice of which one to eat, I would say Surf and Turf, because, like, well, I'm not going to, like...
You're not going to turn down lobster tail and steak.
Exactly.
So
I'm okay with Surf and Turf if you are.
Dig it. Let's do handshake. Let's see if they can hear that. Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
All right, stop. That's too long of a handshake. It's 2 pumps and you stop.
And then you get your middle finger in there and go like this.
Oh, Jesus. Never shaking your hand again, you pervert. All right,
I wish we had a camera.
No, I don't.
No.
Surf and Turf moves on. We now face the...
I've been just sitting here without my pants on, dick out this whole time.
No, if that were the case, I'd have run away from the room. We move on to our Sweet 16.
You didn't have to take off your pants, too.
Didn't have to.
Uh-huh.
Pita and hummus takes on chips and guacamole. That one's a tricky one. Because if you think about pita as a soft chip, or I guess even a toasted chip, then it essentially comes down to...
Which do you like more, hummus or guacamole?
Which do you like more, hummus or guacamole?
I like hummus way more than I like guacamole.
I like guacamole way more, personally.
I think
It's a tricky, like, I know. I have mixed
the fact that
feelings
it's
about
causing pauses in me, I think states to how bad of a person I am.
I think the fact it's causing pauses states how
much we
big
value
of a part
food.
food is in people's lives. Food's awesome.
Food is awesome. I don't want to fight you on a lot of these, you know what I mean? Because I'm sitting here just thinking, like, both are good.
I know.
You can't debate good versus good.
Sure you can.
Well, no. I'm talking about, like...
That's what I'm doing right now. We're doing that.
Oh, I've been in my own little headspace thinking about tra-la-las this whole time. I'll let you have it. Chips and guacamole, go for it.
Fair enough. Again, I agree with what you said. Not really a wrong choice.
I need to have a spicy, I've had a spicy hummus before, but I need to have a spicy guacamole now.
Yeah, that's easy. Whatever, just add whatever to guacamole.
Okay.
It's not hard. I've done it.
Okay. Because I've done it, that means it's easy.
Fair enough.
If an idiot can do it... Okay, shut up.
That leaves us with Burger and Fries, our 3 seed, taking on Surf and Turf, our 10 seed.
Burger and Fry, I think.
You're taking Burger and Fries over Surf and Turf?
Uh-huh.
I am going to agree with you for the same reasons before. Burger and Fries, that's just, like... We talk about classic food pairings. That's classic.
Damn.
And, like, a good set of hot, crispy, salty fries and a nice, juicy burger with whatever condiments. Surf and Turf's great. I love seafood. I love steak. But there's just something about Burger and Fries.
There's something, the king that kills me is that the lobster... Honestly, people talk about for days about how, like, seafood's so good. You've had the hot and buttery lobster. I'm just like, I don't like lobster.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand. All we need to figure out and focus on now is who's going to the Final Four.
Shit.
Chips and guacamole or Burger and Fries?
Burger and Fries.
Yeah, I know. You like how I tried to...
You had to build that up.
I tried to build up the drama even though there was almost no doubt in my mind.
No chance.
Yeah, it's a bummer in a sense, but at the same time, I have no qualms about Burger and Fries.
You think Burger and Fries' mom is proud of him?
Yeah, I think Burger and Fries has a strong pedigree coming up through the AAU ranks, but, like, it's been great for a really long time anyway, and, like, it just has a good head on its shoulders. It just sucks for me that Chips and Guacamole had a pretty easy route to the Sweet 16, had a little resistance against pita and hummus. It had something to prove. And then it got smoked by Burger and Fries.
Yep. Like, this is Brazil, Germany.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't want Chips and Guacamole to go out this way.
Mm-hmm. Just lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah.
Speaking of lamb, mint jelly. Ugh.
Well, don't worry. You're going to get to that. Oh, no.
I had to take one more time to shit on mint jelly.
You did a great job, because we didn't pick that one. Ultimately.
I know.
All right. Last quadrant, and then our Final Four is set. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Smacking my face. I'm ready. Let's go.
I like it. All right, you ready for the Thanksgiving regional?
Oh, damn.
You remember that one?
Oh, damn.
Where we very contentiously fought over sweet potatoes and marshmallows, and one of us was clearly wrong.
Clearly the winner.
Yeah, I didn't mean... It's not even a Freudian slip. That's just bad speaking skills.
Guys, you think he's straight? He's really gay. Me! Oh.
Such a great sketch.
It totally
Put a link to that sketch in the show notes.
I will.
We are left with mashed potatoes and gravy, our 1 seed, rightfully, taking on pumpkin pie and whipped cream.
Pumpkin pie whipped cream.
I'm going to make you use your possession arrow for that.
No.
What do you mean, no?
What do you mean mashed potatoes and gravy?
Mashed potatoes and gravy are awesome.
They're good.
You know what's overrated out of this whole mixture? Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie fucking sucks.
No, it doesn't.
It's the worst pie.
No.
And puree tastes gross. It tastes like one thing. It's always served with...
It tastes like one thing.
It tastes like one thing. It's one flavor. You take a bite, you take another bite, you take a third bite. There's no variety on your palate.
Shitting on pumpkins right now,
and then it's served with like a thing of Cool Whip.
No, you get real whip topping.
Hydroxy monosodium.
Get that fake shit out of here.
Cream.
Get that fake shit out of here. Get some real whip topping, and it's good.
Even then, it's not enough to save it for me. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Like, a good mashed potato is really, really good, and the gravy sets it all off.
One single mashed potato.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
2 would be ridiculous.
3? My God.
Yeah, it's just...
Critical potato mass.
It's just crazy talk. So, you can pick pumpkin pie and whipped cream.
I can't, because...
Yeah.
This is where it comes down to. I'm picking my favorite children. Mashed potatoes and gravy, I'm so sorry.
The possession arrow is in your favor.
I'm so sorry, mashed potatoes and gravy. I have to go with it. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Because I feel like I'm apologizing straight to mashed potatoes and gravy because I feel like I've been shitting on it this whole time.
You should. I mean...
You should.
Because...
What are you, like, the mother?
That's your second mother joke. Jeez. Freudian much, brother? Probably move on quickly from that one. Hey, what happened to corned beef and cabbage?
Hey, yeah.
Because it moved on, and it's up against spaghetti and meatballs.
This is like picking which one of my children I hate the least.
It's kind of, because you're like, I vaguely remember corned beef on a sandwich one time.
Not vaguely, it was good.
Whatever.
What are you going to take?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Of course you would.
Spaghetti and meatballs is great. And
of course you would.
And if we can get past the fact that you think meatballs can't somehow be broken up and distributed through your pasta.
You're right. Yeah.
And now I feel like you're not fighting because you want to just yank the rug out from under me with your fucking possession arrow in the final.
Don't do this.
You're going to, aren't you?
Oh, because Liver and Onions isn't here anymore. I can't do it that way.
Well, good point.
Yeah,
we totally fought on that.
No. Shit. I've even forgotten what the other one is. Corned beef and cabbage, right?
Yep.
No.
This is from our international
I have to go.
regional.
I like spaghetti way too much, honestly.
Smart. Mm-hmm. Smart. Our 4 seed has made it through this bracket.
I feel like you're not fighting.
This bracket, I'm just saying, this bracket's proceeding largely like it's supposed to in terms of seeding.
Yeah.
That brings us to our saucy regional. Pork chops and applesauce will take on chicken and teriyaki. Thoughts?
I think I've eaten chicken and teriyaki way less
than pork chops and applesauce?
So yeah, pork chops and applesauce.
You're going with that over chicken and teriyaki?
Yeah.
I won't fight you on it. I love pork chops. I'm surprised to see the 3 seed drop out to a 6. But
like I've never had like a really bad pork chop. Like I've had bad like chicken teriyaki.
Agreed.
So, like it's always, and also what's funny too is that like I've actually talked to Dad about this. I've always been surprised by pork chops because whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, great. But then I eat them and I'm like, these are fantastic.
They're super tasty.
Why do I complain ever?
Right.
But sometimes I do, and I'm just like,
pork chops. Not to get too food technical on it, but pork chops benefit from most of the time they're cooked. They've got like a hard sear on the outside, which is its own like Maillard reaction sort of thing. You get that sweet sear and that good crust. It's so nice. And to me, in a way, the applesauce becomes irrelevant. Because, like you said, there are really bad chicken and teriyakis out there.
Yep.
All right, pork chops and applesauce. You are moving on, baby.
I'm glad the chicken bar is gone.
God, me too. That leads us to the Southern Comfort.
SoCo, baby.
And what that means is chicken and dumplings takes on chicken and waffles.
Chicken and dumplings, man.
Chicken is moving on one way or another.
One way or another, chicken has to pull through.
You're taking chicken and dumplings over waffles?
Yeah, because
I'll tell you why
I pissed on gravy, but I'm not going to piss on dumplings.
I'll tell you why I agree with you. That's for the same thing we talked about in the initial red beans and rice conversation, which is, I don't get chicken and waffles. Like, I've had it.
You know what? The thing that I was actually going to say in the last episode was... Lay's did like their taste of flavor of the country or whatever it was called, and you get to win $1 million if you come up with a chip. One of the ideas that was there was a chicken and waffle flavored chip. And if you eat that chip, you know how when like you take a piece of toast or like if you maybe a little bit of pancake or something, you kind of scrape it along the plate of your breakfast you just ate?
Yeah.
So you get a flavor of like the syrups, but some of the meats and some of the egg, and all kind of like you eat it. That's what those chips taste like.
See, and
if I'm eating a whole plate of that taste, no.
And to some people that might sound appealing, but I'm with you. That sounds weird.
I don't want to have breakfast scrapings the meal. I want to have chicken and dumplings.
Glad I didn't throw Scrapple into the mix then.
Get out. Sorry, Philly.
Yeah, me too. All right. That means my 2 favorites in this entire quadrant are up against each other for a right to go to the Elite 8. Mashed potatoes and gravy are taking on spaghetti and meatballs.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
You're taking that over spaghetti and meatballs?
Yep.
Boy, you really did shit all over gravy, but now this is what, some sort of weird penance? Some weird atonement
I need
for
to,
it?
Yes. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. And the mashed potatoes don't say anything because they can't talk.
I'm inclined to at least put up a defense for spaghetti and meatballs.
Because you can put some nice seasoning on there.
Well, and like for as many bad meatballs as you claim you've had or that have been
you've had.
Or have been had out there. I don't know, I don't make meatballs. There are so many bad mashed potatoes. Lumpy mashed potatoes, dry mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes where people leave the potato skins in. You're not supposed to eat those necessily. Like, they just add like a gross, like, it's not, like, it breaks up the texture of the potatoes, but like, it's like a weird gross thing that gives you like some toothy resistance in the middle of like a creamy, delicious puree.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I can see how...
You look at spaghetti and meatballs, you know what you're getting.
Right. And, like...
You look at mashed potatoes, you're like, what's in there?
And if they're both bad, then they're both really bad. And, like, to the point where mashed potatoes are like, I don't want to eat these.
Yep.
And I guess the question is, which is better at its highest? Maybe that's the optimistic route is the better thing.
What's the best? I might have to switch it then and say spaghetti.
I'm okay with that if you do. I won't fight you on either of these
because,
that intensely.
If we get, like, to me, like, because there's a lot more you can do with, like, noodles and sauce and meat than you can with
potatoes and gravy.
Yes.
And therein, I think, lies the rub. I think you're right in that, at its best, spaghetti and meatball, I know you can flavor potatoes with whatever. They're kind of a great, like, blank canvas in that sense. But the gravy, to me, almost acts as a hindrance in terms of smothering what's underneath it.
Yeah, so if you put a lot of effort into a potato, and then you can't really put a lot of effort into a potato.
Right, and I think a great pasta sauce accentuates the meats and the noodles and everything, and makes it a lot more harmonious.
All right. Working together.
Woo! And you still got the possession arrow.
So much bro energy in this fucking episode.
Hey, it's a March Madness tournament. It's what you do. Mm-hmm. All right. Pork chops and applesauce takes on chicken and dumplings. What are your thoughts on that? Two different things.
It's funny because I've never had a lot. I've had way more pork chops than I have had chicken and dumplings ever.
Just like you said with chicken and teriyaki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, it's all starting to become the same.
But I feel like we need to clue in on the applesauce because, again, like we said the first time, that sauce doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I think chicken and dumplings is a shoe-in.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I love, like, if this were pork chops versus chicken, I would take pork chops.
Yeah.
Because I make a ton of pork chops. They're super easy. They're super delicious.
Yeah.
And chicken, I mean, it has the reputation for being, like, a bland whatever food.
It tastes like chicken.
I don't necessarily agree because I love a good chicken and everything, but, God, chicken and dumplings is kind of just, like, a really hearty, like, soup sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
That leaves us with the last Final Four spot on the line, having spaghetti and meatballs up against chicken and dumplings. You have your...
Because we just talked about at its best, spaghetti and meatballs has to go through to the Final Four.
I'm going to agree with you. You've got your 4 seed in spaghetti and meatballs. Chicken and dumplings was a 10. I feel like it had a really great performance.
So there you go.
Yeah, I feel like it had a great performance to get here.
Is that the semis? No.
I mean, not exactly the
Final
semis.
Four
The Final
semis.
Four is
it's
the semis.
Like the Super 8.
This would be the quarters.
The Super 8.
The quarterfinals.
All right.
Yeah, Super
the Crazy Quarters. Sponsored by Kraft.
Nice.
Sponsored by Stone Bullshit.
What is this bullshit? All right, so our Final Four is set.
All right.
Just to refresh everyone's memories, even though we'll try to have visual aids going. On the left side of the bracket, we have milk and cookies going up against beer and pizza. On the right side of the bracket, we have burgers and fries going up against spaghetti and meatballs. A really intriguing Final Four in that there were a lot of other things that could have made the list, but you look at these 4 in a vacuum and you say, boy, I don't think I disagree with any of these necessarily, right? Like, I'm not mad any of these are here. Would I have liked macaroni and cheese to make it in?
Yes.
Sure. But, you know, I'm not mad that it's here. Could you have made a case for chips and guacamole, maybe pulling the upset? Sure, whatever. I wouldn't be mad if that were here either. But you look at these 4, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the way we've gotten here.
We tried so hard.
Hey, I refuse to let Linkin Park, even though we brought it up.
Yeah.
So, milk and cookies, beer and pizza, who you got?
It's that weird thing where the 2 great things don't go great together. Made the joke before, so I'm just doing it, rehashing.
Nice work.
Yeah. Good job. No. You know how I made that comment that I totally flubbed about, like, a star is known for its brightness because of its brevity and whatever?
Sure.
Milk and cookies, I have to give it to.
Over beer and pizza.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because to me, Like, I just did this recently because we have, like, some... Even if they're pre-made cookies, you have that with milk. To me, that feels more like a weird event because I don't do it that often.
Fair.
I love pizza, and I love drinking, so... like, those are... Like, it's
Who
one of those,
doesn't?
It's one of those two things that, like, oh, of course you're going to pick those, because that's the one you do the most. I'm like, wait a second.
Right.
And then you start making a case for cookies and milk like we've done so far to even get it this far in the first place.
Yep.
I have to take that one.
See, and I think this is where giving you that possession arrow to get milk and cookies here is going to backfire on me, because I'm going to put my foot down hard on beer and pizza.
It's too perfect.
And when I did this myself, I mean, I think I had beer and pizza winning anyway, but I think that's just because that's what I enjoy more, because the beer aspect has, like, the added bonus of, like, a cool relaxation and social thing.
Yep.
Milk and cookies, I will
It's
agree
the same
with you.
kind of comfort. It's not, but it's a different kind of comfort.
And it tugs at a deeper psychological comfort, I think.
Yep.
Like a nice warm cookie fresh out of the oven, a nice cold glass of
Your
milk.
grandma sitting there just all like, have some, dearie.
Exactly. So...
That's my old woman voice.
I like it. For the last time, if you've been doing this throughout, I'm gonna make you animate the possession arrow, switching back to me, because I'm moving milk and cookies into the finals
Shit.
at the expense of beer and pizza.
Damn.
That was...
Who would have seen that coming?
You don't necessarily have to do
Crumble.
that. As I've heard the audio do many times already, it might have done that for you.
Maybe. And then it was like, who is the robot?
Oh, I love it. All right, so milk and cookies represents its side. It represents its side of the bracket in the finals, where it will meet the winner of burger and fries.
Burger and fries.
Versus spaghetti and meatballs.
Yep.
Wow, so you want to think about it at all?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either.
As much debate as we put into beer and pizza versus milk and cookies, I feel like the exact opposite amount of debate is needed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's cultural. Maybe if we lived in any different country, it would be a different story. But
Southern Italy.
God, burger and fries.
Too good.
It's too perfect.
It's country's version, so I guess ours, of beer and pizza.
Kind of. And again, I love spaghetti and meatballs. I think it's a perfect dish in a lot of ways.
I think, because it's funny, too, because it came down to, at its core, like, at its best, you can remember a greater burger and fry combo than you could, like, a spaghetti meatball.
I have exactly that in mind for, like, 5 burger trips that I've made with people.
Park Burger!
And I never... Oh, that place is awesome. There's a little place up in the Colorado mountains my friend and I stopped. It's the most sublime burger experience I've ever had in my life. And it sticks with you. Spaghetti and meatballs, granted, I've had fewer of them in my life, but none of them really stood out to me in the same way those burgers did. So, I'm going to agree with you. We're looking at a finals.
Also, you know what? Just one more last dig to get into friggin' spaghetti and meatballs.
Go for it.
It feels like something a kid would order off a menu.
At the old spaghetti factory.
Blah,
Ew,
blah,
gross. Which is
Sponsored by
funny.
Spaghetti Factory.
Which is funny because burger and fries sounds like something a stupid idiot would order off of a Chinese food menu because they're like trying to cater to an American audience.
Yep.
All right, that means we have finally reached the finals.
Oh my
the final
God.
round.
It feels like we've taken so long to get here.
I thought this was going to be quicker than it was. And
Nope.
I think that just bears itself out in how much there is to talk about these things. This is when I said at the beginning or something to the effect. I barely remember because that was 17 days ago, and whatever. That was a joke about how long this has been going on.
I know.
But
I don't have the brain power. I need some milk and cookies.
food tugs at a deep emotional level inside of all of us.
Just like a mama used to make.
Yeah, if you look through cultural history, what are the important pillars of society? Food, music, art.
Which a lot of people would say no.
Religion, politics, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, you're really
as the artist here, I feel like sometimes we get shelved because we don't know our cultural relevance until it's gone, and that sucks. It makes me cry.
It's a really deep way to lead into who do you pick in a matchup of milk and cookies versus burger and fries.
You know what?
But the question remains.
I have to stick to my guns here. I got milk and cookies here to the final. I'm going to stay with them.
See, now this is a tricky one. because I have the possession arrow.
Yep.
And technically I could veto this.
You could veto this, but think about this.
But I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah, because when you're thinking about your grandma...
Okay.
And the time you went in that kitchen...
Uh-huh.
And they were just like... Oh, no. There's something that just feels good about a milk and cookies. Because...
I was with you. That was really evocative until you sighed.
No.
Just let it go.
I'm not... It's like, because grandma's dead and that's why I'm scared to talk about it. No.
Whoa.
Well, no, let's listen. It's that one of those weird things where, like, a burger and fry does not invoke such a reaction from me. A milk and cookies always will. And because even if you wanted to, like, the same reason that I just shit on fucking spaghetti and meatballs, like, oh, something a kid would have. It's like, no, that's what everyone would have. Everyone wants to have
milk and cookies is absolutely something a kid would have.
Yeah, I know, but it was something what everyone would.
When's the last time you had milk and cookies?
Like a week ago.
What?
Yep.
No.
Uh-huh.
The last time I had milk and cookies was probably 10 years ago.
All right.
The last time I had a burger and fries was last week.
All right, we can debate how often we do this kind of thing, but it is true I did have it like a week ago.
Okay, fair.
But I don't know.
Weird, but fair.
An emotional,
unexpected, I guess.
An emotional resonance. There's no, because to me, I think about it even like in terms of, oh, there's so many ways we could argue this. Because I was thinking about like McDonald's and stuff. It's like you don't, like, it's a burger and fry from there. It's not the epitome of what a burger and fry should be. And to me, like, a milk and cookie isn't going to be the epitome of like with like Oreos and shit.
Right.
Like, but I think just given the amount of love that goes into a cookie, I have to give it to that. I think with burgers, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, we got this ground beef here.
Well, I think you're underselling the burger. Burgers, if you haven't noticed, burgers have become one of the higher art forms in, like, American cuisine. Everyone and their mother loves a good burger.
Yeah.
They have infinite variations on them, whereas cookies, I mean, are usually the same basic ingredients or building
They're still
blocks.
cut in a circle.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And I hate circles. When's the last time you had a burger that was in a circle?
Snickerdoodles, white chocolate macadamia nuts.
No, I
chocolate
know.
Cookies. Some with mint.
Yep.
Pecans, peanuts.
Put it this way. Do Girl Scouts go around selling burgers?
No, but they should.
That would be way cooler.
Oh my god.
I don't know. This is a strong emotional conflict for me. Mm-hmm. Because
it's like our souls are battling right now.
In a way, it's kind of it's
like a Dragon Ball Z fight of the mind.
I hope not, because that means it's going to go on
for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I have to stay with milk and cookies just for that emotional resonance. Every time.
You've made your point clear. Mm-hmm. I understand all of your points, and I agree with all of your points. I should say that as well, because you're not wrong by any stretch.
Also, if you wanted, and this is kind of off of the pairings thing, but if you could make, which is pretty much a burger, of ice cream and 2 cookies.
Yeah, but that's not the pairing.
But I know, but I'm just saying you could do that. So it's kind of like you get the best of both worlds. You get an ice cream sandwich.
I went to a place in Utah that fresh baked cookies every morning and made ice cream sandwiches, and that place was fucking tits. Yep. I just had
a little moment when I thought about ice cream sandwiches.
Look, even though I have the veto power, I think I'm gonna stick with milk and cookies. You've made a compelling case, is reason 1. Reason 2 is I've lived a couple of different places across the country, and everyone has their own food specialties or whatever. Yep. I've only ever lived one place where the burgers were, like, particularly noteworthy, and everywhere else has them, and everywhere else tries, but I'm never in the mood for a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'm very rarely in the mood for that, because part of me, like, milk and cookies isn't good for you by any stretch.
But burger and fry really isn't either.
And it's worse, I think. It's way worse for you. Some burgers are super hard to eat, which is annoying. And then, just like that, don't worry about that barking. That's my stomach. It's just hungry. It's really hungry. But a lot of burgers...
Stop. Just stop.
They're just not great. Like, you can have really, really bad burgers or really terribly thought-out burgers. A lot of places make really shitty fries, like weak, limp fries or whatever. Soggy fries. Like,
nothing pisses me off more than flaccid French fries.
Yeah, same. Boy, that is distracting when it goes on for that long. That's okay. Milk and Cookies.
It's not okay.
Even though I have the veto power, the reluctant champion that got here, against all the odds, it was a 2 seed. I mean, it belonged in the classic pairings. Milk and Cookies wins.
Yes, it does. And I feel good that I took a chance on my boy.
I mean, what is funny about this, though, is if you'll remember, you're the one that wanted Milk and Cookies to lose to Mac and Cheese. And now it's winning the whole thing. Are you upset?
No.
Are you upset that something else didn't win?
Liver and onions. No. It's funny because, like, I think this is where my short-term memory problems come in, because I'm just like, what do we even have again? Because trust me, Mac and Cheese is the shit, and I love it. But, like, when I have... The thing that it came down to was that emotional resonance and that response to have when you eat it. Mm-hmm. Like, Mac and Cheese has never been an emotional response for me. It just tastes really good when I make it.
Now, if Grandma had made a really kick-ass Mac and Cheese,
it'd be the
maybe we're having a different conversation.
Well, I could be a completely different person. Dude.
Seems like maybe overselling it.
No, because you have no idea how much the small things in your life can do that.
Yeah, no one ever talks about all
what if you
the
kept
little
drawing?
Things being important.
Yeah.
What if I kept
all little
drawing?
things. What if you kept drawing? Dude, you're kicking my ass right now.
Whatever.
Anyway, we both at this.
Wow.
This is fucked up. Fucking final thoughts, damn it.
Oh, yeah. This has been fun. Even though it was long, and at this point I'm exhausted and actually hungry. Like, I meant it as a joke at first, but I'm hungry again. I thought this was fun. I'm glad we played through it. I feel oddly validated for spending some amount of time that I don't want to put a number on building this whole thing. And yeah, in the spirit of the season, I thought this was a real March Madness-y thrill ride. Lot of intrigue in the first couple rounds.
Yep.
A lot of upsets. Some things I didn't expect to get anywhere near as far as they did.
Or to spend as much time on the merit of sweet potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's the other takeaway is food culture. It's great. There's a lot of weird pairings out there. Things that sound strange, like lamb and mint jelly. Did you know that was a combo before today?
No,
like a classic-ish pairing?
No.
But now you know. And now we've all broadened our horizons a little bit.
So the next time you go to a restaurant and they say, do you want to try our lambs and mint jelly? You say, no, give me the burger and fries.
Yeah, and then as a dessert, I would like some milk and cookies.
Can you make me the pancakes with a funny face on it? I need it, even though I'm 29.
Well, you know what they do with pancakes at restaurants, or they can, is they put them in a little squirt bottle, like one of those bottles with little tips, and they draw designs on it. Oh. And then if you draw designs at different times...
Yeah, it browns out.
It browns out differently.
That's how, like, kids would get little funny face pancakes of, like, teddy bears and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's so adorable. And, like, I want to do that for myself one time, but I can't feel like a man looking at my fucking teddy bear-ass pancakes.
Well, make it a grizzly bear, and then cover the
Make it the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Then cover the mouth with raspberry jam, so it looks like it just fucking ate a fish out of the river, and then, mauled a tourist.
Manly.
Yeah.
Killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Manly.
It's not manly, it's barely.
Barely. Ah!
Spinning bow tie.
Thought they were dealing with amateurs.
I think it's good enough if we want to be quitters.
Okay, well.
Okay, so...
6 more hours.
Yeah, no, let's do it again.
Yeah, and this time right.
Yeah, no, okay. Now, because we've gone back and forth a couple of times, do we want to divulge another topic if we've gotten any thought to another topic?
If you have one, be my guest.
I think we should do our Let's Play.
Alright, I mean, I guess we can try it, if we have the ability to do it.
I think, given the way these are updated and given the amount of time breaks that we take between, I think we'll do just fine.
Alright,
so...
we can look into that.
Alright, you guys look out.
If that... Yeah, look out for some expert video game playing and awesome jokes coming at you.
Yeah. Why the chicken across the orange? Damn it, I fucked up.
Oh no, I lost all my lives.
No.
is the hardest.
The chick across the orange. We just have too much fun together.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go home and not talk to you for a week. I'm just kidding.
He really does that, though.
Hey, whoa.